Well, hello there and welcome in. I'm Mary Sue and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing day 12 of our 30-day challenge. We'll start off with the daily reading and then we'll have the challenge activity afterwards if you'd like to join us. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon today. Impeccability. What? And accept what is. The act of acceptance will bring peace. Yeah. There is a little bit about an energy here, which is really kind of interesting about being impeccable, with your word. Like what you say you're going to do, it's kind of like doing it, right? Allowing yourself to be authentic to yourself. So your word, what you're putting out there, you see how there's like a book there, right? It's kind of like what you are putting out there is authentic to yourself. But this is so interesting, when we are authentic to ourselves, impeccable with our word, and follow through with how we speak. So it's not just talking the talk, it's walking the walk, right? So it's kind of like, if you're wanting change in the world, you can't just talk about the change, you actually have to do something about the change. Or I'm not saying you actually have to do something, but the way that you live your life has to be impeccable, has to be in alignment with what you are saying. And then we also have accept what is. The act of acceptance will bring peace. Understanding that if you have a situation in your life at this time, it's about standing in your truth, but also living your truth, right? And then accepting other people for who they are and how they're showing up. In other words, you can't change them. So instead of focusing on what maybe could change in the world, it's kind of understanding that the change begins with you. We had that energy a little bit the other day, the man in the mirror. You want to change in the world? Start with the person in the mirror, right? And then miracles are everywhere. Keep the faith. Yeah, there's almost like an energy here where when you allow yourself to say, I can't control what is going on out there. And we've had that message all of Aquarius season, that there's so much chaos and conflict going on in the world that we're meant to just rise above it. But how do we rise above it? Well, we rise above it by not telling other people how to live their life, right? But really allowing ourselves to speak truthfully about how we would like the world to be, and then stepping into the energy of living that, taking steps every day to be more in alignment with what we would like to create in the world, but also understanding it starts with us. Really kind of an important message. Yes. And then we have joy coming out. If you want more joy in your life, you have to allow yourself to say, okay, I want more joy. I want more connection. We had kindred partnership here. I want more peace in my life. But then aligning your life, the way that you are living, in alignment with joy and partnership, right? Love and joy and peace. Allowing yourself to be the change by not worrying about what other people are doing, but being more concerned about what you are doing. Yeah. Oh, loyal heart. Yeah, there's something here. And, we have the hermit energy here. It could be within even a home environment or a community environment when this comes out. It's understanding that you are wanting deeper connections, more joyful connections, whether that is in your home or in your community, or aligning yourself to people that are loyal to you, right? That are impeccable with their word, are speaking their truth and are also living their truth. Understanding that in order to attract that in, we first have to be it. If we want people that are truthful and impeccable with their word, then it's kind of like, and committed, say they're going to do something and then do it, then the thing is that we have to allow ourselves to do that too. Wow, 4 major arcana coming out. We have the Empress. Okay, so this is mother energy. This is also nurturing energy, mothering ourselves, right? Learning how to do that. And then it's also the energy of building something that you love or that nurtures other people, right? There's a beautiful energy here of wanting deep, loving connections, nurturing connections, joyful connections in your life. But there's a sense too here of that maybe because 3 of Cups is on the bottom. It's what you're wanting, but maybe you don't have in your life right now. Perhaps wanting to build a spiritual business or a business that helps heal other people or nurtures, helps them care for themselves, or, it could be a spa or a wellness center where you help other people to care for themselves. Understanding that we can't attract in people that find us joyful and loving and caring, okay, until we can do that for ourselves. That message is coming out really strong. And I think with the 3 of Cups here, there's something where, understanding that with the 5 of Cups, you could be focusing on things that didn't go the way you wanted them to in the past, allowing yourself to now just focus on what it is that you love about the people that are in your life, kind of like focusing on the gratitude that you have for what you already have. And especially this is a very relationship, okay? And that doesn't have to be romantic, right? King of Cups, kind of like allowing yourself to harness mastering your emotions with the King of Cups, mastering your emotions, allowing yourself to be independent and free of the emotions of other people, right? But also being empathetic to them, compassion, but not allowing other people's emotions to override our emotions. Because you have the Judgment and then the Chariot energy, Cancer energy, right? Kind of like stepping into lots of Cancerian energy here. Doesn't have to be a Cancer, but it is that energy. Cancer energy is very home oriented, very nurturing of family, very nurturing of the people that are close to them in their life. So I feel like, and I think Mars is in Cancer right now. So it's kind of like understanding, right? You could have second chances with a Cancerian or with somebody here, but it's also about understanding that the way that you go forward with this connection or with new connections, there is a sense of reuniting here. But if you're reuniting, it's about being impeccable with your word, right? And wanting that from the other people that you're wanting a connection with. So the obstacle here, is cleaning it up. Okay, I feel like there is a sense that things aren't in balance, but it's about looking at things from a bigger perspective. Asking yourself, are you wanting more impeccability from somebody in a situation than you are giving either to the situation or to life in general or to yourself, right? It's almost like that man in the mirror. They just keep coming back to that. Are you wanting something out of somebody else that you have not yet already given to yourself or are living yourself? So in other words, if you want people to be truthful, because impeccability is about truth and integrity. If you want people to be truthful with you, right, then it's also understanding, are you truthful with them? Are you truthful with yourself? Are you truthful in life in general? Because we can't attract that in. If you're wanting people to be joyful and fun, right, you're wanting more of that in your life, or you're wanting the people in your life to be that, then are you also bringing that to the table? There is the sense of temperance, of moderation, of understanding that there needs to be a little bit more balance in whatever situation this is. But we also can't expect people to give us things that they can't give us, right? Accepting that perhaps the person that you're dealing with here in this situation is not able to emotionally give you what it is that you are wanting. And accepting that, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of like accepting somebody for who they are and what they can give. That is totally different than somebody that is manipulating you or withholding, right, love or truth or something like that on purpose, right? This is understanding that you may be dealing in a situation here where somebody isn't capable of giving you what it is that you want. So accepting it, accepting that person for who they are, but also accepting yourself for who you are. Understanding maybe somebody in your life is wanting you to give something that you can't give, right? I feel like there is a little bit of energy here of taking good care of yourself. Queen of Pentacles takes good care of herself. Doesn't overshare. She's generous, but she does not overshare. And this is business energy, mother energy too, spouse energy. We have the King of Wands here. Yeah, I feel like there's somebody here causing chaos. It's not you. There's somebody in the background causing chaos here. Yeah. So the energy here is taking good care of yourself, staying independent, allowing somebody that may be overly emotional or something at this time to kind of like work on that, but being impeccable, okay, with your word and being true to yourself, right? And that could mean you have to have stronger boundaries. Page of Cups, having compassion for people, understanding. It's kind of like, when I was a teacher, it's kind of like I taught everything from grade 3 through grade 8. Okay, so the same type of behaviors, perhaps, in the classroom that I would expect out of an 8th grader, okay, who has a little bit more maturity and experience in the classroom. I would not expect those same types of behaviors, let's say, as I would a 3rd grader. Because a 3rd grader just doesn't have the experience, right? Or the knowledge, perhaps. They may know the rules, but they may not always understand the rules, or they may not always follow the rules, and maybe they need another reminder. This is the energy of, okay, helping yourself to clean up a situation that is occurring, perhaps in a relationship, by allowing yourself to say, okay, I'm going to allow this person to have a little bit of leeway. Here's my expectation. They're here. They're almost there. Okay. And then kindly reminding them of what it is that you are wanting out of the situation, not from an emotional, right? Holding back your emotions, especially if you're dealing with somebody that is emotional at this time. Yeah, because we have the flexibility card here, right? Temperance energy is a little bit about being moderate, flexible, patient with somebody. There is a sense of needing patience here, because your advice here is to think about what it is that you want long-term out of this relationship. And if it's somebody you're trying to attract into your life, a new person you're trying to attract into your life, what is it that you want? What is it that you dream of, because we're in Pisces season, about this relationship, right? And about this person that you're trying to attract in. But then also understanding you first have to be that yourself. You can't attract in anything you already aren't. And of course, you may attract it in a little bit of a different way than the way you can give it to yourself. but it is understanding. If you don't love yourself first, you can't attract in people that love you. If you don't respect yourself first, you can't expect to attract in people that will respect you. If you don't take good care of your own health and finances, you're not going to attract in anybody that's going to take care of that for you. Because that is when we attract in codependent relationships. When we want to have things that are relationships that are balanced, we first have to have that within ourselves. So the other person can come in, all right, and help us to continue taking good care of ourselves, or help us to, or remind us that that is a priority, right? They can even teach us new ways to eat or exercise. But first of all, we have to first have a foundation of some sort of being able to take good care of ourselves or our finances, right? If your finances are not in good shape and you attract in a new partner, okay, and you're wanting somebody that's financially stable, right, and is going to help your finances, the problem is you will attract in that person, but that person is going to have other expectations of the relationship that are not in alignment with what you really and truly want for yourself. So it's being impeccable with what it is that you're saying, the way that you're living, and having that in alignment with what it is that you are trying to attract into your life. Yeah, really beautiful. Higher power. Using your intuition to guide you as you move forward. Yeah, beautiful energy. We've had that the last couple of days about new people coming onto our path, whether they're romantic, friend, business partner, whatever it is. It's kind of like, but part of the preparation of having that person come in is understanding we already have to have those traits within us that we're trying to attract in. Yeah. All right, so here's your soul truth card. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Yeah, that was this whole thing. Are you expecting something out of somebody, okay, that honestly, they can't give you? And I feel like for some of you, it's asking yourself, am I expecting something out of somebody that is really my own responsibility? Queen of Pentacles is, I am responsible for myself, right? You have the Nine of Pentacles. I am responsible for loving, Page of Cups, loving myself. Taking good care of myself financially, with my health, with my home. Am I doing that? Because if I'm expecting other people to do that, oh my goodness, that's when we attract in, the toxic relationships. So it's getting your own house in order. And I think for most of you, you're probably there or really close to it, but being really kind of cognizant of that. Are you being impeccable, right, with the way that you're living your life? Are you expecting more from other people than you are expecting from yourself? Especially in areas of, kind of like material wealth, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, right? Are you expecting more from other people that either you're not giving to yourself, or you're perhaps not capable of giving to other people? It goes both ways, right? It really does. It goes both ways. I think the cool thing here is that you are manifesting, bringing in a person. So it's almost a little bit of a reminder from Spirit to become even more impeccable with your word and your actions, making sure that your actions are in alignment with who you are and who you are trying to attract in. Yeah, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations expectations and replace them with gratitude. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. It's about focusing on the good, right? The happiness, the joy that you do have in the connections, instead of this can sometimes be that nitpicking, energy. Whether you could just be in a relationship where it is a little bit nitpicky right now, and understanding, okay, wait a minute, let's take a look at the bigger picture, and making sure that your expectations are reasonable, moderate, right? And allowing yourself, to dissolve expectations. That really, it really is. When we're expecting other people to act a certain way or do certain things, we are disappointed, right? It's allowing ourselves to be in the moment and experience the joy in a relationship. Accepting it as it is will bring peace in the situation. And don't forget, miracles, they're always happening. All right, I'm going to leave it there. If you're leaving me now, I hope to see you tomorrow. Much love and light. And if you're staying around for the 30-day challenge, we'll begin right now. Well, welcome into the 30-day challenge. This one was pretty straightforward. So I think the theme here is we had impeccability, right? And then acceptance, right? So I think those are the two themes. Being impeccable with our own words and actions, making sure that they're in alignment with who we want to be in the future, right? Who we're striving to be. But it's also about being impeccable with allowing ourselves to be who we also want to attract in. So let me explain that. Once again, if you are wanting somebody that is loyal, because we have the loyal heart here, loyal to you, then it's about being loyal to yourself, not giving up on yourself, right? Not sabotaging yourself, but it's also about, are you loyal to other people in your life right now? So if you want loyalty in a future partner or relationships of any kind, business, family, friend, whatever, it's about recognizing, what are you wanting out of that person or that situation? What characteristics are you looking to have in that person? And then actually making sure, do I have that in my own life? If I'm wanting loyalty, then I have to be loyal in order to attract that into my life. So I feel like that is the main theme here today, is that being impeccable with our words, making sure that we're living the life that we are speaking out, or we are living already the person that we are trying to attract in, if it's especially a romantic connection. Now, for the journal activity, I do feel like that it goes straight to this, right? The expectations. And let me read this again. The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. So I feel like in this situation, there could be a relationship that you maybe feel isn't in alignment, right? And especially the King of Cups, perhaps a relationship that's close to your heart. Or you may be wanting to have that type of relationship come onto your path. Whichever way, allow yourself to write down, what are you expecting from this person? Allow yourself to sit there. What are all the traits that you would like from this person, right? And then allowing yourself to ask, yourself, are you willing to give that to yourself? So if you want compassion, you want somebody that's compassionate to you, are you compassionate to yourself? And then are you also compassionate to other people? As allowing yourself to really kind of like get crystal clear. I always say, like, if you're trying to attract in like a new, especially romantic partner, asking yourself, what are 5 traits that you would like for that person to have? Right? Maybe you want somebody that takes good care of their vessel, right? Doesn't mean that they have to be buff or anything, but maybe you want somebody that is respectful of their own body and eats nutritiously and exercises. Once again, they don't have to have the perfect body, but are they somebody that takes good care of themselves? If you're wanting somebody that is financially stable, right? What does that mean? Well, is that a title? Or is that, you can have people that make a lot of money but are really bad with managing it. So it's kind of like, okay, what does financial stability look like to you, right? Maybe that's somebody that can pay all of their bills each month and have a little extra to put away for, a rainy day or retirement. Then there's also, truthfulness, honesty, compassion for others. So list those 5 traits that are really important to you, but then also ask yourself, the next step is, do I already have those myself? Once again, financial stability doesn't mean you have to have a pile of money, but are you able to pay your bills? Are you doing more than surviving? Are you allowing yourself to manage your finances well enough that not only are you paying your bills, but you can put a little bit aside each month? Yeah, there's something here about understanding that sometimes we get caught up in thinking that other people can help us to fill in the holes that we have within our own self, right? But then that becomes a toxic expectation, because what we're wanting from other people is something that we can't even provide for ourselves. This is turning it back, looking in the mirror and first saying, how can I fill in those holes first? Because when you do that, and I have found that a lot of times when you look in the mirror, you're truthful with yourself. It may take a little bit of work, but it's not a lot of work, because if it's really important to you, you're going to turn that around. It's about allowing yourself to look in the mirror to see what perhaps you can work on within yourself. And at the same time, understanding that when you're doing that, you're raising your vibration and allowing this person to come in faster and faster. And it is, about gratitude, about really and truly being grateful for the relationships that you have now. One of the things is that when we are focusing on, I don't want what I've had in the past, right? Or I don't want any more of this that I'm getting from these people, right? That we're focusing on what we don't like about them instead of what we do love about them or are grateful for them. And sometimes that is hard, especially if we're in conflict. But to sit down and list out all the things that you are grateful for, especially if you're looking for new romantic love to come in, to allow yourself to look at your last relationship, even if it ended very difficultly, but being grateful for what it is that relationship did bring to you. If you haven't read The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, it's a 28-day gratitude journey. It's a lovely way. It only takes about 10 minutes a day, but it is a lovely way of turning your frown upside down, right? Because when we're in a sense of gratitude, that is a way we bring people in that are also at that higher vibration of gratitude. Gratitude for what we already have, even if it's just something small, right? If we're grateful for that, then all of a sudden we'll see it growing. We'll have more and more things that we are grateful for. So keep in mind, what you focus on is what you get. So if you're focusing on gratitude, you're focusing on seeing the good in people, you're allowing those expectations to kind of like melt away, then you're going to have a greater sense of love for yourself, nurturing for yourself, manifesting. The Empress here manifests, right? Manifesting from that loving side, understanding, being really grateful for the person that you're trying to attract in, or the people that are already in your life. It's kind of funny. Like, I was just talking to a client earlier. she was wanting to move, right? And I was telling her about when I was wanting to move, I was focusing on, I got to get out of this house, right? But that blocks the new house from coming in. Well, instead, it's kind of being grateful for what you already have helps new opportunities and situations to come onto your path. It's a key part of manifesting, is being grateful for what you already have. Because if you're not grateful for what you have, why do you think the universe will want to bring you some new stuff? It's kind of like, think about like maybe a very spoiled child, not your child, but some other child that maybe you go and you see on their birthday, right? You're invited to their birthday party, and every year you take a gift that you've really put a lot of time and energy and thought into, and the child opens the gift and tosses it to the side, or, oh, I don't know why anybody would think I want this, right? Well, then every single year after that, what are you doing? Are you stepping into the energy of wanting to think about a good gift? Or are you even going to go to the birthday party after a few years like that, right? Maybe the first year you're like, oh, they must have had a bad day. Oh, I'll ask their parents, you can internalize that. This is the energy of being grateful, right? Allowing yourself to be grateful, because if we're not grateful, like that spoiled child, right, then people are going to stop giving you gifts because they're like, well, they don't like what I give them anyway, so why try? That's, it's just understanding, being grateful for what you have. Even if you're wanting something different, being grateful for what is right in front of you right now will help to attract in even more grateful things, or things to be grateful for. And people, I do feel like for a lot of you, there is a new relationship on the horizon. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Much love and light. Bye for now.